Vayeishvu lecho lechem. Yosef's brothers sold him, and then they sat down, and they had a feast. They ate, they drank, and the Medrash says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you sold your brother into slavery, and you're celebrating, you're eating and you're drinking. The same thing will happen later. When Achashverosh sold Klal Yisrael to Haman for the first genocide in Jewish history, the Torah says in Megillas Esther that Achashverosh and Haman sat down to drink. They had a toast, they drank, they enjoyed themselves. What's the connection between the two? And Rav Druk explains that the brothers were convinced that they did the right thing. We're dealing about Shiftei Kor. We're not dealing with Rishoim, thugs, hoodlums out in the street. We're dealing with some of the greatest, holiest people in history. And they were convinced that they did the right thing. And they made a pact among themselves that Yitzchak should not tell Yaakov what happened, and Yitzchak didn't do it. Because they were who they were. They were the great people. HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not reveal it to Yaakov Avinu. They were convinced they did the right thing, but they sold their brother into slavery. I had to do it, but why are you happy about it? You were forced to do it, and you're celebrating? HaKadosh Baruch Hu says your einish will be that in the future, Klal Yisrael will be sold into potential destruction, Rahman al-Islam, Achashverosh and Haman. And they'll sit and celebrate. They'll sit and celebrate. And what was that einish for? Because, as the Gemara tells us in Masechta Megillah, because Achashverosh made his orgy, his feast for months and months and months, and Klal Yisrael took part in it. The Gemara says they had kosher food. They felt that they had to do it because Achashverosh was the kind of a king who knows what he could have done, what revenge he could have exacted if they did not take part in his celebration. So they felt that they had to do it. And they did not eat anything that was not kosher. But why were they happy? Why did they celebrate? Why did they rejoice? They had to do it? All right. They felt that they had to do it. Good. Right or wrong, but they felt that they were doing the right thing. But they rejoiced? They were happy? The same thing happened with the brothers. The brothers did something terrible which they felt they had to do. But why were you happy about it? And the same thing happened with the Suda of Achashverosh. You felt, Klal Yisrael felt, they had to participate. But why were they happy about it? And this is the kind of lesson that really applies to everybody. Sometimes we have to do things. Sometimes we have to do things that hurt someone else. And you have to. Tell you a simple story which I've mentioned once before. Rabbi Uri Hellman, a tzaddik, Talmid Chacham, he was the principal of the Beis Yaakov High School in Borough Park. And in his older years in the office, his secretary would bring him in the morning, bring him a cup of coffee and a piece of cake. And one day he did not eat it. And the secretary came in later and said, Rabbi Hellman, you're not drinking the coffee. You're not having the cake. And he said, it was decided that there's no choice. A girl has to be expelled. And I'm fasting today. The Sanhedrin, when they ruled that somebody is chayav misa, fasted on that day. Sometimes you have to do something, and it's not pleasant. You wish you didn't have to do it, but you feel that it's the right thing and you must do it. But eating, drinking, you're happy about the pain that you caused somebody else, even though it was necessary? It should hurt you.